going on? Pop the Brown Hornet in the building.
Right.
Hip hop heritage. The heritage of hip hop.
So that is very interesting because that's going to lead me back to your history. Now, what was it, 93, 94? Maybe I'm wrong in the date.
Something like that.
Maui Morrow on the radio. Future Flavors.
Okay.
I know this because I still have the tape. And Ghetto Mentality was on.
Okay.
And they scratched Ghetto Mentality, and then the beat drops, and then you hear this horn. Then a beat drop. I'm like, oh, what's this? And I hear Black on Black Crime, you know, gotta stop. And I was like, back in the day, you know, me and my friends used to read. I was on the reading clips. We read books. We go downtown North. You know, what was it called? Illuminati 666, Wabi and Moors, all that. So we kind of well read. And then Black on Black Crime come out. And I'm like, ooh, it's nice.
Right.
And I remember taking the track to my high school, right? Shout out to my man Simp, because me and him was always on Future Flavors with the tape decks, right?
Right.
And it was the dopest thing because you knew when a song was hot when you and your man played the song. He was like, yo, you heard this? I'm like, yo, I got this. We had the same mix on different tapes that same day on a Monday. The Future Flavors was on Fridays. And that's how I got introduced to Pop the Brown Hornet. Now, people know Wu-Tang, know you had the shout out before Clan in the Front. But to hear the person who's getting shouted out meant something more because it fleshed out a shout out for being a person. Tell me about the significance behind the meaning of Black on Black crime. Because by definition, Black on Black crime, when people think about it, is people shooting each other or crack. But it's actually more. What was your mind at when you made it?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I made Black on Black Crime, like I said, I'm from the crack era where I was seeing a lot of my friends and, you know, just other people's family members going through a tough time to where we were eliminating ourselves over, you know, fast money and the hustle. So, and that was from state to state, you know. I had individuals leaving the neighborhood. Yo, I'm going to Virginia, I'm going to get that money. And you never see them again, you know, so it was affecting. I seen households to whereas people's moms was on it and having sex with their son's friends. You know, that was a crime to me too. Or, you know, I go to your house, somebody go to your house and you go to the bathroom and they're stealing out of your mom's purse. It was just so much that was going on. So me coming out with the song, like I said, I wanted a song that was more of a universal because I knew I was suffering it and I knew that it was more of definitely a United States thing where everybody's suffering around the states. So I wanted a song that was going to be more relevant than just my neighborhood or my borough or my city. I wanted to make a song that was more global. So when I thought of Black on Black Crime, you know, I got to stop, time for my piece to start reaching for the top. You know, that was a dedication to the public enemies or the ex-clans or the poor righteous teachers and just brothers that came ahead of me that let it be known that it's all right to be black. You know, James Brown was on some I'm proud that I'm black and I'm proud. So I just wanted to keep that ball rolling because we were living in a time to where everybody was glorifying being on the block and selling crack and making money. So my thing was not to fit in, but to stand out. Because, you know, my peoples weren't really making songs to that magnitude.
Black on Black crime to me is spiritual as well as physical. And that's kind of what the song hit me like back then.
Okay.
And when we look at it today, a lot of people say that the seasoned MCs dropped the ball and did not pass the rock to the young folks. They were fighting for it. I had an older gentleman once tell me, young man, I apologize to you because we dropped the ball with your generation. Instead of taking y'all to church or giving y'all some type of spiritual enlightenment, teaching y'all the game, we fit for self and they made y'all raise your own selves. I seen another young man said, my generation died when our fathers were born. The fathers did not commit to us. And I've seen younger MCs today tell the older MCs, how can you complain about our music when y'all made music about selling drugs and we're the children of the people you sold drugs to? So that aspect of what Black on Black crime is to me made the song that much more impactful when I recently heard it again. How do we beat black on black crime? How do we elevate ourselves musically and socially, in your opinion?
My opinion, to honestly tell you, is like we have to, we definitely have to communicate and deal with each other on all platforms. We have to find a way to deal with each other economically. So if that's even, you know, even if it's saying, you know, you got a space like this, you come in here, you sit in the meeting, you elaborate and you talk. This is what we're trying to do. Everybody's not fit for it. Everybody's not fit to be a soldier, even though you want to fight in the battle. So I gotta find a position for you to have. So if you say, you know what, let's us as a people take a dive into buying property. You have to get the masses in first. So you know what? Let's hold a seminar, or let's hold this whole meetings. People will come in. You know what I mean? We're taking, because I used to be part of a coalition. So with the coalition, we used to go out there. We used to look for jobs for the minorities. Then you come in, you pay a coalition, you pay that dues. So it's kind of the same thing, because if you have a business structure and you take $100 from that person a week, you know what I mean? That's $5,200 in a year from one person. You know what I'm saying? So if you did that on a weekly basis with 10 people, you know what I mean? You could take that money, you could throw it in the bank. You know what I mean? Then you could buy a property for. But it starts there, because every journey begins with one step. So even if you start with a small few, because our problem with black people is like, oh, I don't trust them. You know, we can't trust black people with money. Boom, boom. But every ethnic group is doing it. You know what I mean? And white people do it, and not all white people get along. Irish is different than Polish, and Polish is different than Italian, but they find common ground to do business with each other. You know what I mean? The Jews, they do business with each other. What they say, it takes 5 years for $1 to leave their community. So if you don't build amongst each other, you know, knock down the barriers. We got so many gangs. I'm Blood, I'm Crip. Those are barriers that keep us divided and separated. Somehow, somewhere, we gotta demolish the barriers. Yo, I'm African, I'm Jamaican, I'm this. We have so many to keep us segregated from each other. We have to find common ground.
Isn't it? I'm sorry, cut you off. But isn't it interesting that whenever someone wants to do trouble, they find a clip. When it's time to do right, you gotta roll solo. And like you said, it takes that one step to make change. I heard of you before I heard of GP Wu. So you are my introduction to another form of a movement, because it started with you for me. Now, to connect it with what we just talked about.
You know what GP Wu is?
That was the Gladiator Posse, right? And from what I understand, because Wu came from Staten Island, y'all was Staten Island, you put Wu there to make it a...
Not because Wu came from Staten Island. I
told
told you in the beginning of the conversation, Wu-Tang, the seed was planted in Stapleton.
Stapleton, right.
So GP, Gladiator Posse, Wu-Tang, both started in Stapleton.
Okay. So
when we came out on MCA, we was just supposed to be GP the Grain. We wasn't supposed to be GP Wu. Hank Shockley took it upon himself to say, you know what? Like I told you the story. Oh shit, GP and Wu-Tang both started in Stapleton. So you're GP Wu. So you have the right to use that Wu as well as the clan, because you come from where it started.
Right.
So that's why we was GP Wu. You heard of me before GP Wu. Because what? I came out with Can You Woo Woo Woo. Now when I came out with Can You Woo Woo Woo, or is it just the front? GP the Grains here to give you what you want. That's what I said in the hook. And that was actually a slate at Wu-Tang, because I knew a lot at that time, a lot of those members that are Wu-Tang, back then, they were anti-Wu. So y'all Wu, or is it just the front? GP the Grain, myself and individuals, we here to give you what you want. But that, like I said, it was more of a, and when I made that, like I said, that's the first time I was on wax. So when I came out with Black on Black Crime, which came after that, I said I'm not going to be territorial. I'm not going to be woo woo woo. I'm going to make Black on Black Crime, you know it got to stop. So I was really thinking globally, but like you said, your own personal
Well, even with somebody who really listens to music, y'all didn't even sound the same. And that's what I liked about y'all, though. Because when you heard Wu-Tang Clan, you had the you know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it seemed like GP Wu was more my level. I was in high school when this came out. So when I heard Shaheem and Rubber Bands, and I thought you as the Godfather, because I heard you first. I was like, oh, that's his group. That's how I took it. Whether it was right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I'm just talking about my perspective. And my people's kind of, we rolled with both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And going back to what we said about a collective and an individual, for us, even in the music industry, it's one MC and then he has his team behind him. From your experience, what is it like to be, whether you were seen as the forefront or not, the one that was picked out, or the one who came out first, or the one that was real noticeable, and then having to bring people in, and then there was that battle of, I guess, the industry and, you know.
Yeah, what it is this. I think it really wasn't the battle of the industry. What it was things were moving too fast. When I first, like when you said you first heard of me first, what it was, I should establish myself first. As Pop the Brown Hornet came out with a solo album. But me, I wanted to, I like, you know, you win in numbers. So my mentality at the time, even though I came out with songs and Black on Black, I took a step back on my own solo joint and I came out with GP Wu. But that gave individuals underneath the umbrella, or maybe part of the group, you know, automatically I put them on my level, because it's like we're part of a group, we got to do this together. When Biggie came out, it was Biggie Smalls and Notorious B.I.G. Then he came out with Junior Mafia. When 50 came out, he established himself, 50 Cent, 50 Boom Boom. Then he came out with G-Unit. So Pop the Brown Hornet was supposed to come out, establish himself solo, then came out with GP, you know, the Grain.
Yeah.
So, but what I did, I came out with a single, didn't really establish myself as the forefront or the leader, even though people see me as that. And I was the older spokesman, because I'm older than everybody, Shaheem, Rubber Bands, or whatever. So it was just for me to establish myself more in the industry with the majors before I brought them along for the journey. But since we were like family, I figured, you know what, let's come out together. Like I splashed them. All right, come on, let's bombard them. But then egos and everything gets in the way because people don't want to play their position. It's like, yo, dude, I'm the coach, man. You got to be first, you got to be second, you got to be third base. We can't all be the coach. Too many chefs spoil the stew. So that's what it was. Everybody wanted to have their hand on the spoon that was stirring the drink when it wasn't supposed to be like that.
And that's interesting. I want to ask you a question. Was Shaheem Wu-Tang Clan or GP?
See, now Shaheem was more GP, but understand what I'm telling you. GP, Wu-Tang started in Stapleton.
Right.
Shaheem was born and raised underneath both those umbrellas.
Right.
That's why when you watch the video, this goes on and on, Sha. He's performing, but there's a GP logo that's behind him.
True.
Because we're Gladiator Posse, he came up underneath us. Wu-Tang came from Stapleton. So even though he had a Wu-Tang Clan logo, and I tell people this all the time, where you from? Patterson? I mean, Plainfield?
Man, from Orange.
You from East Orange or what?
Orange.
Just Orange.
Orange.
So tomorrow, if somebody came out and they came out with the Orange Clan, is that going to mean that's everybody from out of Orange? It's just a clan from out of Orange.
Right.
And that's what the clan is. The clan is nothing but a clan from out of the Wu-Tang movement. Okay. And the movement consisted of myself, Bands, Shaheem, Down Low, everybody in the clan. You know, they're the latecomers actually in the Wu-Tang movement, because a lot of people got put on with the Wu-Tang movement through RZA. RZA got put on through the Wu-Tang movement through Stapleton. Ghostface is the only one that's from the clan that's originally from Stapleton, and he's down with the original movement from Wu-Tang. And if I said, brother, go get me let's go make some Wu juice. Do you know what Wu juice is? And probably half the clan don't even know because it was a Stapleton thing. I know what it is. I can't tell you. When I do my documentary and the whole shit, and I run out the whole shit, you're gonna be like, oh, because it was a lifestyle back in Stapleton where I was from. You know what I mean? It was a lifestyle that went universal. So Shaheem was able to serve two. Like, he was able to represent GP and Wu, and unfortunately the Wu side turned because contracts got in the way. So after RZA made the Wu-Tang records and all of this, and if you didn't sign underneath that umbrella, then people, like, once I make Wu-Tang records, once an individual signs, he's gonna say, you know what? Yo, don't let the guard in, man. He ain't signed no contract. But he's Wu. But he ain't down with us because he ain't signed like I signed. You know what I mean? What makes him any better where he don't have to sign than I do. So you know what, we ain't gonna fuck with him.
Well, that's interesting because that's a lot of backstory. Because well, from our peoples, we didn't even know about that. We just knew who we liked and what we saw. And I remember Shaheem had a classic, Pass It On. And that seemed more GP than Wu-Tang. And all of us was like, yo, we like them. It wasn't we like one or the other. It was like, yo, that's us, because he's the young dude with the young dudes, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, this is hot. What's up with them? And then it seemed like, once again, the individual who brings the clique, and then the clique, it seemed like RZA was the individual who brought everybody in. And this identity for us that was outside didn't see that. So that's why even when having an interview with you, I really wanted to know, and I seen the interview you did on other things, and I don't want to ask the same questions. I really wanted to focus on you. You were shouted out. You had the single. And even you had a clique that we identified with you out here, people who really was into the music.
Right.
What was the downfall of that movement? Was it individual or was it collective?
The downfall of that movement was the fact that the crew that had more publicity. Remember back then, man, they had Source, the Power 30 and all of that. He was very influential to the DJs, man. You remember? You had the payola, boom, I'll play the Funks of the world, or this, that, and the third, play my joint.
Like that
and then it was like, yo, play my joint, but don't play that. Yo, what's up with Brown Hornet? Ain't down with you? Nah, that ain't part of us. Oh, all right, so play my shit over that shit. Even though my shit might have been powerful, and you could easily, because Wu was supposed to easily come out and say, you know what? Let me get a Staten Island tour. Wu-Tang headlines, bring out King Just, bring out Shaheem, bring out Brown Hornet. It was supposed to be just like that. It was supposed to be a movement. When you think about Atlanta and how all of those guys interact, Ying Yang Twins, Usher, boom, boom, they all interact with each other. They all show love with each other. That's how Staten Island was supposed to be. But due to the fact that you got individuals that never had anything, once they got it, instead of showing the love, they made sure that, you know what, they closed the doors. So that was the difference, really. It wasn't individuals. It was like, say I'm the RZA. I could have easily, you catch more bees with honey than vinegar. Fucking GP Wu. You know what? Open up for us. Open up. Let's go start a tour. Y'all GP Wu guys, open up for us. We could have opened up for them, and it would have, you know what I mean? And then if we get bigger than y'all open up for us. But that's what keeps the chain going back and forth. You can't be selfish with it. Once you become selfish with it, once your star fizzles out, you know what I mean? Then you're left with nothing because you only have one regime. You know what I mean? Now, if you help create different regimes, then this one gets a chance, that one gets a chance, that one gets a chance, and by the time it makes a 360 and comes back to you, you feel me? All the people that you helped is going to help propel you even higher because you took time to say, you know what? Fuck giving Pop the Brown Hornet a shout out. You supposed to walk Brown Hornet right through the, yo, you ain't down with the clan and this, that, and the third, but homie over here, he looking for some talent. Go sign over there. All right, I'll help you get the deal, boom. I'll give you 3 beats, boom, 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 and you keep the chain going. Now I help the next one. Now I help Trife Diesel, I help TMF. That's how it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? But once you stop it, but that's why the Brown Hornet is still in existence, because it's an incomplete story. So you know what? Foreman Mandela is just that individual. You know what I mean? And I named the form. Well, I don't know if we at that point yet, but you know what I mean? It's just like, yo, you have to give back. You can't be, you know what I mean? Wu-Tang would have, GP Wu would have been large if the movement would have opened and embraced us instead of saying, you know what, this is mine, you can't have it. Yo, GP Wu, come on, open up for us, open up for the clan. Yo, we going on the 50, you know what I mean? We take you, let's go across seas, this, that, and the third. That's what it was supposed to be.
Now, what you gonna do, it's all up to you. Be your own man or run behind your crew. If you get back, don't expect no help. In the street, everybody roll for death.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's like, that's how the streets was, because, you know, you could have been a part of a 5 to 10 man clique. Yo, let's get this money. You know what I mean? We out there, we getting that money. One gets picked off, he in jail. Now, he might not have been cool with all 10. He might have been as cool with one of the, yo, I'm reaching out to homie. He ain't taking my calls, God. Like, yo, I need a couple of dollars up in here. Yo, I'm going to see what I can do for you. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even have to go like that. But it takes for you to get locked up, for you to talk to your moms like, yeah, I told you they wasn't even down with you. I told you those wasn't your friends. You know what I mean? So now you got to be locked up, getting no money. Now you know what I mean? Now you in tune with yourself. You getting knowledge yourself. By the time you come back out, you know what you tell yourself? Yo, I love y'all, but I ain't fucking with you no more. You doing your own thing. And sometimes people have to go through that to say, you know what? Born alone, die alone. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't realize that until they go through. They think everybody's in their corner and they got friends until they have to go through some hardship. Then you realize you got to go for self. You by yourself in this, you know what I mean? In this battlefield.